You know, you're the first to come on. Jason, hi. How you doing? I have to check my things so I can see what you say. You see my t-shirt, what you say? Alright, I'm trying to get on. How you all doing? Hi. Hola, hola. Hold on, I'm gonna put on my glasses to see. I'm trying to get the laptop. Bear with me, huh? I had it, and then, wake turn. So I'm trying to get it off. Okay. 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 And I'm trying to get it up on this as well. I saw look at all of them and then say, well, hey, 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 well, one. Nice to see you all on our date. Date. Hold on 1 second. All right, so this call for the glasses now. Well, one. Nice to see you all on our date. Sorry for the feedback. I'm trying to. You see, because Dara can't see so well, Dara after yeah. All right, and not see so well. Put on this. Hi, Cruz. What, Cruz? Nice to see you. Mwah. PP Shy. Okay, Aliyah, I'm on. Hi. Cruz, well, let me just say it. So Cruz is all the way from the UK. I like from you see, I like when my viewers grow, all the way from the UK. Nice to see you, Cruz. How you all doing? I'm happy that you're here to talk about dating and what's going on in the dating world. I see, because I know I see some married people come on, so I need to find out from them how it is in terms of, hey, Alec, in terms of dating with married life. But I make sure to put on my t-shirt. This is my workout shirt. But you see what it said? Not my type. So I guess that's what some people say about it. Hi, Kai. How you doing? Kai, Mr. Cruz is on. That's my son, and that's his favorite teacher. Hi. All right. So I want to give that another minute, and then don't say hi, mother. Say hi, mom. Come on. Mother does sound like hi, mother. So yeah, how y'all doing? How's your Saturday night? I hear the rain supposed to fall here in Jamaica, some serious rain. Mr. Cruz, Sikaya, say hi there. Yeah. So that can be the perfect date night for somebody who you know for people who have them people and they can plan out on a date night thingy. Yeah. What's the topic tonight? Kai. So this is my son now, and this is the motherly voice of him. Kai, haven't you been looking at the thing? It's dating, and I think you need this because you are. I don't want to tell them your age, so they know how old I am, and you need to know about dating and what you need to look out for when you're dating, and some of the things that you need to do to ensure that your date is okay. So I'm happy that you're on, Kai. I hope you stay until the end. Until the end. Hi, Stasia. Nice to see you. Hi, Sassy T. Miss Main. Lord Tweenie. Hi. I have a thing now so we can see better right here. So let me take off my glasses and say, no, let me keep on my glasses. Because, yeah. Yeah. So the topics that I come up with when I do these lives, I think it's my ways back. Sometimes with the woman I say, yo, a long time ago. Oh, let me fix my mirror. So I'm see my business over there. So yeah, a long time ago upon my date, Go eat some food and etc. etc. Long time. I don't know when last you guys have been on one, but I haven't been on one in a while. Yeah, we just know say, yeah, Dara, you just take your wash out. Because my thing is to always say, listen, if you're a camera pan date, nobody thinks that, hey Terry, nobody thinks that me go and go on like say me can't eat. Some people love that. Go and sit down and go like say them not eat, and then I dead for hunger. Not me. What I will do, I'll tell you, say, listen, especially if it's a food date, yeah, we're going out, me eat enough. Me eat very plenty. Very, very plenty. So me just make sure, hi Tanya, I need to call you after this. Yeah, and me eat very, very enough. So me not go on like say me not eat. And then eat, let's say like fried fish. I love, hey Paula, like fried fish. Me love fried fish. And if you can't go eat fish, are the biggest fish not the something you want. Me don't want a little fish. Better me try eat it off, and then when me can't eat off, me carry on. So I try to stay true to myself and try to put my date on alert about what to expect. Say make sure you say you come with your money, come and go eat enough. All right. So let's get into the topic tonight. It's dating. And when last have you dated? When last have you been on a date? Somebody was saying to me, I did a question, I threw out a question about Thursday. I was asking persons, when last have you dated? Where did you go? What did you do? And about 25 persons responded, and surprisingly, 17 of the 25 say they can't tell when last they've been out. Some say years. Can you imagine? Years. Some say years. Some people say, like really, almost all of this year, them not going away. And it's like Christmas. Because this is a time, especially now, when you want to be around, hey Candy, you want to be around people. But I know, because of COVID-19, you can't get to do all of that. But how you do it? So let's say you don't have a significant other. How do you do it? Because you have the social distancing, and you're really never meeting a new person. So how do you do it? How do you maintain that little buzz? You see what I say? Hi, Tiki. Yeah. So I was reading this article online. Oh, before that, my friend asked me to define dating. Dating as I see it. It has different tiers. So dating can be, oh, Dara, come, let's go eat some food. Yeah, Mr. Food? Yeah, let's go eat some food. And we're going to hang. Nothing formal, nothing behind it. But really, the definition that they have dating as is like it's a period where a process where persons meet up, doing different activities with the hope of in the future it being romantic, right? But then you have that tier. You have the one I tell you about eating a food. Then you have Then you have the tier where you say with the hope of being to the romantic level. But then you have married people. Yes, food upon my mind as always. You have married people who they go on dates as well. So it's different tiers of dating. But when my counseling psychologist comes on, I will ask him what is dating to him. Hey Peaches, hey Tina, we will eat out very regularly. Yeah, that's dating for me. You want to carry me on a date? Yeah, man. Carry me go eat some food. Or the beach, because I love the beach. But yeah, man, carry me go eat. Just give me notice so I can take my wash out. Because I'm going like so I can't eat. I'm going to eat. I am going to eat. Yes. So, he is suggesting 12 red flags that we should look out for. But before I bring him on, I went online, I was looking at this article about dating in a pandemic. And they were saying, like, persons are dating. Me know, I'm not going to say, Lord, in Jamaica, people not date. Yeah, me know, because it's like, me know what? No, it's like, you meet up on the social media, hey, you look good, yeah, me look good, alright, come now. And then next thing you know, blam, I'm gonna skip the dating part and go on to the other part, the intimacy part. So a lot of people, well, based on the response here, when I read out some of them for you, that's what they're saying. But this article online was saying you have persons who start dating FaceTime. So they start doing FaceTime get to know the person. Of course, you go to them face and everything. Get to know the personality of the person, FaceTime. And then when you're comfortable enough with that person, you can agree that, okay, this is during this pandemic, you can agree that, okay, let's go on a date. We'll mask up and we're going to social distance. Yeah, it is critical. Yes, Tasia, it is really important. You need that little, your life, a little buzz in your life to keep you need it. You need that taking out thing. So yeah, they're saying that, yeah, you can, after FaceTiming with a person to the point where you've gotten comfortable, you can move to the next stage where you can go out. Because you can go like picnic, you can go backyard barbecue, you can go to a restaurant where you can remain socially distant with your mask. When you're ready, you can take it off, eat, and then put it on back. And then now it can reach other stage, because this article was also saying that when it reaches stage when they want to move to the other part, the intimacy part. Yes, this COVID-19, because people need love. Yeah. When it reaches the intimacy part, like they both agree to go and do to go and do a COVID-19 test. And they both have the result, and then that's where they move mask off, everything off. Them go do them thing. So there are different levels. People still date, but it's a process at that time. So yeah, man. Based on the questions now that I was asking, 17 out of the 25 persons who responded, so them can't recall when last they dated. I have 2 married persons on here who responded, and I like this one. I'll let big up yourself. Before COVID in February, we did dinner and movie. Since COVID, we do pizza party and movie night. That's nice. That's a nice little date night. I mean, you may not think of it as a date night, but it really is a date night. My other married friend said he married, so he can't remember. What do you mean you can't remember? Because you're married, you date? Must say HIV, you take it. No, you see you're wrong with this thing. It's important that you take your test. Because suppose the person have COVID-19, not because you reach a stage where you're happy and you're comfortable with the person, means that, all right, you're going to let down your guard and not take the necessary steps. So you have to do that. But tonight, no, I want to invite my counseling psychologist on, because we're not the expert. We're not the expert. So I want the expert to tell us some things that we need to look out for, what we can do. So I'm going to invite him on right now. Dara, the test hot. Is it? Listen, the test hot, other things hotter. So if you want to get the test, you do the test, so everything else will work out all right for you. Now watch the test, what the test hot. Okay, let me try and get him now. 1 second here. Let me just get him on the phone. Get me on the phone. On the bear with me there. Okay. Yeah, man. So I sent a request to him. Yeah, but saying these people now do it in Jamaica. Yeah, but if you really, really, really want to go out with a person, if you really, really, really want a date night, why not just go to the test? So at the end of the day, say you are right and him are right and we can go out. Because at some point we are a touchy-feely kind of person. So you want to go and ensure that everything is okay. Andre, I sent you the invite. I'm not seeing you popping up on it. If you're on, let me see. All right, this thing, whatever can go wrong will. So, let me see what's happening here. After our second date, he moved it. After his second date, he moved in. That was, of course, that's before COVID. So, yeah, someone to move fast, yes. I can see that. Some of you all move fast. Well, some of us take longer. So, oh man, why is he saying he's unable to join? Let me try again. 1 sec. Let him send you. He's new to IG, so I actually set up his IG thing for him to come on tonight, just to get it. I will get some more feedback from let me just send this. I don't know why I had a discussion with him. Send a request. Alright, let me see if it comes through. Alright. We know. Well, you know. Okay. All right. Okay. Anybody on here would like to, in the meantime, share a dating experience? Like, so we do. Summer just gone. So you have like summer. You have July, August, September, October. What's my T-shirt saying? It is so apt. It is for tonight. Not my type. So depending on who is watching this, you may just be. That's what he's saying. Lord have mercy. Um, Hold on, let me just try again. I don't know why. So just let me just try one more time to get him on. One sec. He said he wasn't seeing it, so I'm going to try again to send it to him. I thank you for your patience. No, but I'll go away, because I am almost there. We just need to get him in, and then we can get this started. I need a production assistant, somebody who can assist me with this thing when I'm here talking to you. Yeah. So I sent it again. I know, right? I saw it. This is one of the things I work out in. And sometimes, the gym, and you have those people coming over to your thinking, so you come there to look people. So you just have a t-shirt on and you just like moving right along. Moving right along. Hi. So I'm waiting on him to join me now. Let me see if he's on. Thank you. Thank you very much. We went over this, Thank you. All right, I'm waiting on him to join. And I don't want to go up again and miss you guys. Yeah, so anybody want to share something with them, come on? Because the program, last week we ran over. So this week I decided to allow, gosh, it's not going through. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why it's not going through, people. Okay. Oh, he's on now. Jeez. Okay, let me try sending it to you now. I'm seeing you on now. So you weren't on before. You make me sweat like crazy. I wonder what going on.
Hello.
Jeez, Missy, you make us about 10 pounds. Well, much gallons of sweat. Hi, Andre. How are you?
I am doing very well, thank you.
So you didn't hear my definition of what dating is about, then, right?
No, I'm so sorry about that.
It's okay, because we want you to tell us what your definition of dating is. But let me just introduce you. Andre, he's a counseling psychologist with over 8 years experience in the field. Who is a counseling psychologist, Andre?
Well, basically, a counseling psychologist is a person that helps folks deal with what is called maladaptive behavior. So if they are unable to adjust to the stresses of life in just about every given or any given situation, then we try to give them a context as to what is happening, why is it happening, and then try to give forge a therapeutic alliance in helping them to overcome those challenges.
Why am I lonely? Is it because I'm not dating?
That could be too.
so,
You know,
so you have to you have to assess what's affecting me, and then you tell me what it is, right?
yeah, well, and that is also if you put yourself out there in terms of dating, because if you don't make yourself available, then nobody knows, what your intentions are. So
Oh.
it might be important for you to do that. Maybe
Okay.
that's why you're lonely.
That is why. Okay, I need to put it. I need to put it. And maybe I need to remove this T-shirt. So, in your definition, tell me what dating is.
But dating, I believe, is an agreement that two persons come together and have in relation to the nature of the relationship and the objective um, as to why they decide they want to date. So if they want to date, so they may set up a set of rules. The rules might be that, hey, we want to learn more about each other, or you know, we want to get to know each other to the point where we have a more steady relationship, one that might lead to a long-term relationship. So I guess at the end of the day, it is what is the goal where dating is concerned. So it's rules and goals. So when again talk about dating, you have to talk about what are the rules of engagement and what is the goal behind dating.
All right. So before we go into the rules and the goals, etc., around Christmas time, people get lonely, right? Because of the whole issue of needing companionship. I'm correct? I'm assuming
Yes,
I'm correct.
yes,
Yeah, right? So,
yes.
no, in COVID-19, when you have the Tanaya, the social distancing, you're not really get to meet people. As a matter of fact, nobody not say you look because you have on the mask. So unless your eyes pretty, nobody really not say, the pulling factor, right? Oh,
Yeah.
Stacy is asking how is courting different from dating based on how we defined it. So that's a question. How is courting different from dating based on your definition?
Well, courting, you again remember one of the things we said, because you might have different goals where dating is concerned. So it might be something pre-dating or just a getting to know you, and the exclusivity that both of you decide that listen, you not going to see anybody, me not going to see anybody. We're only going to see each other for this period of time, and we're just going to get to know each other. Courting, on the other hand, it's something that speaks to the idea that I want to take this relationship a little bit further than just a casual dating. Um, I'm talking about now long-term relationship, even where it might involve marriage. So that would
Oh,
be the difference.
okay. So you can just a date for a little friends with benefit, one night stand kind of thing. Sorry, Pastor. Sorry, Mr. Allen Casey. Or it can be a case where you're looking for a long-term thing. All right. Yeah. So now, as I was saying to you, you have people are lonely right now because you don't get to go out as much. You don't get to interact with people as much. What is happening up here right now?
Um, Actually, there is a phenomenon that is called Christmas blues. And literally, Christmas blues speaks to the idea that during holiday times, um, it is not fun as some folks would have it, because during this time I had something tragic that may have occurred in my life during this period. And so it's not a time for merrymaking for me.
No,
Um,
man, we're not talking about the tragic part. I talk about the loneliness part, the need for
Right. And I'm saying that
companionship.
it's a, right, but I'm saying that maybe during this time there was a breakup
Oh,
in a dating, and so any kind of thing that may have occurred during this time, or sometimes it might be the fact that during this time folks came together and had a memorable relationship, or it was a breakup, and as a result of the breakup, now every time the anniversary is during the Christmas time, and so I don't feel good. I want to kind of stay alone. That's one, why this is not a good time for me during Christmas, but also as in relation now to the COVID-19 and people have to stay at their house and things like that. One of the things we need to remind ourselves is the fact that the three environments is very, very critical to any human being development, and that is our social life, our home life, and our work life.
mhm.
And so, to an extent, our social life is being taken away from us if we have been told to stay at home and don't go anywhere and don't do anything. When in truth and in fact, we are social beings. So,
Mhm.
during the Christmas period, when we would really like to socialize with family and with friends, and I have to stay at my house, it might produce a time where folks can become even more depressed. And so we have to be mindful of that also,
Do you
especially in
find
relation to the rules
do you
to stay at
find
home.
now during this period that you find a lot of persons being coming to you because they're lonely, needing assistance?
Definitely, definitely. And as you have rightly pointed out, as it comes closer to any type of holiday where I'm going to need friends and family, but I do not have that liberty to spend that time with friends and family, then I'm going to feel alone. I'm going to literally self implode. I'm going to be ruminating on my pain, and some of these issues will be affecting folks during this time because one, COVID-19, and two, I do not have that particular person where I'd like to spend quality time with.
All right, so let's move past this now. So we find that person that we want to spend some quality time with, right? But you have some red flags that we need to look out for, and especially with a lot of these things happening online, where with it's initiating online. You have some red flags that we need to look out for, not just online, but in general. So I will go to the first one. The first one say you are just a filler. You need to look out for that red flag. What do you mean?
Well, meaning the truth is this: you're in this relationship to satisfy me. You're really it is less about me doing anything for you. It's like I'm doing you a favor. So you're just in the relationship to satisfy me. And so that's who you are. You are just filling a gap, or maybe even an experience that I need. And so in truth and in fact, I'm using you.
Well, how you know
Right?
that?
Well, um, some of the other red flags I might have there will probably identify some of the ways in which you can know. One of the ways you can know is where the person has no interest in the relationship is not reciprocating. Let me use that term. The relationship is not reciprocating. So it is very one sided. It is all about you doing the things to satisfy the other person, and the person is not engaged or willing to do the things to satisfy you. So
Okay.
that makes you a filler. So it's all about what you can do to make me happy and not what I can do to make you happy.
Okay.
You're just a filler.
Which would lead to the second one. It's all about me. So
It's
let's
all
skip
about
that
me.
one and go to the third one, which is saying not interested in meeting the family. But let me ask you this: you don't really care people gonna meet the family early up in the whole dating game.
That is correct. And so that's why we mentioned earlier in terms of what are the rules of engagement. What is the real purpose behind why we are having this kind of relationship in the first place? Is it that you're okay to have to be dating persons simultaneously, or is it just is it an exclusive relationship that both of us share? One. Number two, if we do develop proper sentiments and start to complement each other in a particular way, then where do we go from here?
Mm-hmm.
Is it that we said, okay, after the year is over, let us go, go, um, you know, be separate, or do we say, okay, then let's change the rules of engagement. Let's change the outcome of the relationship. Now that we're getting closer to each other, let's step it up, so to speak. And stepping it up now would mean that, okay, we now have vested interest in each other, which then means now maybe it's time for mommy and daddy to know who you are.
All right.
If it is the case, though, that the person says, after you reach that phase and stage in the relationship, the person says, hey, no, 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 no. Then why? No, here's it that I learned so many things about you, and you have done the same thing about me. We have also decided to change the rules in terms of the outcome of the relationship, and you're still saying, I don't want to meet parents. I don't want to take it serious. Well, maybe it is not. Maybe it's a different type of relationship, and maybe we really don't know what are the rules of engagement then.
Right. So essentially, you need to establish the rules of engagement going in.
Very much so.
All
Very
right.
much so.
Which leads to this one: my terms and conditions. So
Terms
is
and
it my
conditions.
terms and conditions, or is it our terms and conditions?
Well, that's what happens when we set the rules, and as we grow and mature in the relationship, new rules are going to come on and come on board, of course. But if you find somebody who says, listen, um, it is all about what I want from you and of you, and therefore you really have no say into this matter, especially, especially if I have an entitlement mindset or mentality, one, or number two, especially again, if you were the one that pursued me. If you were the one that pursued me and you want me more than I want you, then please understand that is more my terms and my conditions, and not so much what I can do to you and for you.
Here's kind of the thing about that. It's a red flag here because a policy something I live by is that if I want to go out with somebody, it's not about my terms and conditions, but maybe the person shy and don't want to ask me. Well, maybe go and say, well, maybe not what, but let's go out. Or maybe even, I know a lot of females don't agree with it. Even could be, I pay. Because if I want to go with a person, maybe it's a broke pocket person, I may say, all right, let's go out. But I'm sure the person would still have, as you say, their term. It's not mine, but it should be a case where it's our terms and conditions, right?
Yes, I mean, again, one of the unique things about dating, it is I am I'm also putting my best foot forward, because
Mm-hmm.
the idea here is that I need to do the requisite work, if I can use that word term work, to impress you. And when I use the word impress you, because I'm not going to put the worst part of me forward. No, I have to do the things that would have you to be captivated, by my actions, by my looks, by my thought process, whatever. So I have to do things to captivate you. And so I am going to be doing things to well, put it this way, in order for me to do so, I have to know who you are. I have to know what you like. I have to know what you don't like. I
Mm-hmm.
have to learn to invest in you in a particular way. I have to learn to understand who is this person. And so to do so, um, investigate, not interrogate.
But
Seriously though, investigate, don't interrogate.
but this sounds
And I can
though
explain
like
that if you
it's
want me to.
this sounds though that what you're saying now sounds like further down in the relationship, not the early stages though, because
No
you're not
man,
going to do all of
it's
these things.
that's true, but that's why you investigate. You see, one of the things you see, we do two things, unfortunately, whenever we're starting to learn about people. We start off by telling people who I am. So we're not, so we are informing rather than investigating. We're telling
Mm-hmm.
persons, this is what I like, this is what, no. Well, I shouldn't say no. What I'm saying, however, is that um, I probably come from the old school, and that is where you want to find out everything about this person that you have an interest into. So you want to find out what them like, them favorite colors,
Hold on.
what kind
So
of
here is
food them
though.
like.
Somebody said when man ask me what type of person I like, I never tell them until I let them know. I never tell them until they do it. I let them know I don't like that because they will pretend. Okay, so she's saying when they do something, she'll let them know that she don't like it. Because if she tell them, all of them say, oh, what kind of man you are? And he say, oh, I like a giver. And him start give, pretending when he's really not. So she's saying she really don't say a lot. She would rather see
Okay.
him in action. And then if he's doing something that she doesn't like, she'll say, hey, I don't like that. Because
You see,
Andre,
that is her rule.
I must tell you, I don't like the thing where somebody come, tell me about yourself. I hate that
Yeah.
question. What is it
Yeah.
about me you want to know?
Right. But this is again, we're talking about the rules of engagement. But that is your rules. The other person who commented, that is her rules. And so you
Mm-hmm.
see, those rules might not be prevalent, or it might not be somebody else's rules. Another person might say, I don't mind the person asking me who am I, or what I like or what I don't like. I prefer that they don't make assumptions. You know, so all different persons have different. That's what we'll talk about. What are the rules? So if upon meeting someone, somebody says, I don't like, then all right, you don't like. And I'm saying if I'm doing something and I find out that you don't like it and you inform me, then okay, then I'm going to cease and desist in doing that.
Right.
The point though is that investigating, and I think is a part of the challenge, literally, that affects relationships even today. We stop investigating, and the investigative process speaks to the, I want to call it the AOL. And what is the AOL? You ask questions, you observe behavior, and you listen with your heart to learn to do. The investigative process in relationships, unfortunately, we stop doing those things. We start to make assumptions, or and by the way, the investigative processes say must be had by both persons. One of the challenges is that one person wants to sit down and allow the other person to investigate them, and they don't do anything. And as soon as somebody do something wrong, then you start to beat them over the head about how silly you are and how stupid you are and what have you. No, I am saying if there's somebody that you have an interest in, even if it's at a primary level, I am saying do the AOL. Investigate. 70% of the times I'm inviting you to do the investigative process, which speaks to what? Ask questions, observe behavior, and listen with your heart to learn to do. After you've done the investigative process, then the next 30% now you can start informing.
Okay. All right.
Andre Allen Casey.
Rule number 5. Fits of rage. That's me no know. I mean the red flag they just right in front of your eyes. So if you don't see the one there's something wrong. If you see somebody who gets angry easily, you not have no use, no purpose being there unless you love people who are angry, right?
Yeah, definitely. Fits of rage speak to the idea of you're gonna lick you down, or you see how the person is so tense and they feel like they want to thump a wall, or they feel like, listen, I need time out now. I can't talk to you right now, or they're trembling, or they're taking some deep breaths, or when you look at their face, they look like some mad person, literally. Um, those kind of folks run. That's the matter of fact. Don't even try and calm them down. Don't even give them a second chance. Sometimes because it identifies desperation on your part, and then you put yourself into a position where you can be taken advantage of, literally.
Mm-hmm.
And so some of the things that we see that is happening in our society now is where people feel like they own them, literally. And then we get into an abusive cycle, literally. Why so?
Mm-hmm.
Because we saw the fits of rage and thought that we could calm it down
Fix
or
it.
calm them down or take it away from them or fix it. There
Mm-hmm.
you go.
Okay. So yeah,
But that's
because
a
that
definite
goes into
that's a big no and a big red flag right there.
definitely, definitely. I see when you have abuse, a cycle of abuse, and you essentially covered that a while ago. And then there's one about personality disorders.
Yeah, but you know something? May I say something about the cycle of abuse though? Because the cycle of
Sure.
abuse actually covers three elements, and most persons um, Literally, in relationships today, in dating and in full-fledged relationships, people are experiencing an increasing measure. Um, this is equally a pandemic. um, um, the cycle of abuse in relationships. You have three cycles. You have what is called the tension phase, and the tension phase says where it speaks to fits of rage. I feel angry. I feel mad. I start to warn you. I tell you that, listen to me, man. This is what is happening to me. Please, I'm asking you to cease and desist with your behavior because it's getting me angry. And everything is about giving you orders about what you need to do for me to do better and for me to feel better. So that's the tension phase. And remember, I gave you the warning now because you see that I'm getting angry. From the tension phase, you have what is called the explosive phase or the explosion phase. And the explosion phase now says, listen, know that me lick you down, know that me tell you bad word, know that me run out of the house, know that I have executed what I was feeling, you should take it because you are the reason for me to behave this way. Remember, I was giving you the warning first, but you did not take heed to my warning. So you should you should not feel so upset because I have decided to take actions. You are the one who have failed to do what I've asked you to do, and so now I'm going to take action against you. After the tension phase, then you have what is called the honeymoon phase. And the honeymoon phase basically speaks to the idea that I'm going to come back to you now because after I lick you down and you have the cuts and bruises here and what have you, I'm embarrass you in public and a host of different things, I'm run you out. But then I come back to you and I say to you, I don't know what got into me. I'm begging you. Matter of fact, I can't even have some crocodile tears coming along with it to beg you to forgive me because I made a humongous mistake right here. I mean, could you ever forgive me? Matter of fact, I might even go as far as to say to you that if you don't forgive me, I don't know what I'm going to do. Might as well I take my life. So I use those terms and words to frighten you into restoring me or restoring the relationship. And that speaks to the honeymoon phase. And then now you feel a little bit better because it seems as if I'm so remorseful again, take my back. But as you take me back and I feel comfortable again, I'll go back to warning you. That's why it's called the cycle of abuse, because I'll go back to warning you. Where I go back and I say, you see, believe me, the first time, because you do it now, you come like a nah change. And the cycle just continues. And so we need to be mindful. And some of us are in relationships, literally, where we are in a cycle of abuse, but other circumstances and situations, unfortunately, makes us feel as if to say we cannot leave that relationship.
Okay. So would that lead into the whole personality disorder? But these are things that you really never pick up early, something like an overtime thing.
Not necessarily, Remember, you see, if you if I am pursuing you, and no, let me reverse it. If you are pursuing me, and here's why I'm going to reverse it, you'll understand why I said it. If you are pursuing me, then the truth is who like me? Is you like me? Which means that you say, after about a month, 2 months, or what have you, then a part of the real me can come out, where I'm all about, listen, do this. I'm giving you dictates. I'm giving you orders. You are making the adjustments to satisfy me. Then I start to be quite commanding and demanding. And in the commanding and demanding, I'm starting even to make threats. And because you don't want to leave me or leave the relationship, guess what happened? You're going to stay and take those threats. So I'm saying that can happen in 3 weeks, as early as 3 weeks then. That's all I'm saying. It can happen as early as 3 weeks, even earlier, but as early as 3 weeks into relationship, especially if you are the person that is pursuing this person more so than the other person is doing so towards you. But you mentioned
Let
something
me
about
ask you a
personality
question.
disorder. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, go
Somebody
ahead.
asked
Sorry.
a question. It may not be personality disorder, but maybe fits of rage or cycle of abuse, where they say, if the man no beat me, him no love me.
Right. That covers. There is a thing. It really doesn't really come under fits of rage. It may come under personality disorder, or again what is called a maladaptive behavior, the way you were conditioned. It comes. There's a word, and I don't. I think we're going to probably cover that word. It's called multiple victimization, and multiple victimization speaks to the fact that you may have been victimized as a child coming up, where your own self-esteem has been trodden on, where that speaks to um, what do you think about yourself, and if you have
Mm-hmm.
low self-esteem and low self-confidence, then really and truly you set up yourself a person to walk over you, as the saying goes. And so even into the because of the multiple victimization, then in truth and in fact your understanding and interpretation or point of reference of what good behavior looks like, or loving looks like, is somebody who treats you a particular way. So if that is your point of reference, then really and truly, that's what you're going to ask for. So if somebody says, I love you, but in your past, you have been somebody who says, I love you, it was meted out with abusive behavior and treatment, then that's what you have associated with the term I love you, which now means when you're in a relationship, if somebody doesn't, each time somebody says I love you, then you're looking for that kind of behavior from that person.
Somebody says
So
something
it's called
right here.
multiple victimization.
Somebody says something right here, and I'm sure they're joking. A little ass spanking won't hurt. I don't know what they're talking about, but moving right
Context,
along. So
context. That might be
so
in a
here we go.
particular
We
context.
have we have about 12 minutes left, and I just want to wrap up some of them. The whole what you just mentioned, it can tie into the thing of little or no parental influence, because what you grow up seeing is what you give out, right?
Very much so, yes. So we can move on.
Okay.
Excellent. There you go. There you go.
Great, Charlie.
Excellent.
Okay. All right. Seeking validation from you.
Definitely. Yeah. Again, sometimes we have in especially in our country here, well, maybe all over, what is called an image crisis. And a part of that image crisis, and speaks to the idea that I need to hear, well done, good job, you look good, you're tall enough, you're short enough, you're fat enough, you're skinny enough. Everything about how you look, that's what we call it, an image crisis. If I don't get those validation, then I don't feel good about myself. And so the truth is, you see, sometimes we feel that the person need to recognize that me here, at a new eardo, or a new this or a new that, and if the person don't say those things about me, then I don't feel good about myself, because look how much time it take to lose weight, look how much time it take to do this, and you're going to tell me, so you can't even notice that about me. I'm not saying anything is wrong with that statement, but once that statement reaches to a chronic stage where you feel that if you don't get it, you cannot function, then it means you're seeking validation.
Mm. Um, the need to be intimate. That one is a sticky one, because when you start out, the goal is to be intimate. Some people can't wait. Some people can't wait for the process, so they actually skip over several of the processes to get there. But you're saying that's not good.
Well, I am saying this: if the person says I'm not interested in, I'm only interested on what's on the outside, but not on the inside, then maybe something is wrong. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying find out about me, man. It can't be that every time you see me, you talk about what's on the outside. What about my feelings? What about my intellect? What about the things that I desire? What about my goals and my accomplishments? All I'm saying here is, you have no interest whatsoever in what's on the inside. So you say you're dating me. So, but it's really and truly, you're not really dating me. It's some sex you want.
Yeah, but
Then
as you
call it.
said,
No, but all I'm
personal.
saying, call it Call it out then. If that's what it is,
Right.
put it on the table, call it out, and don't camouflage dating and all those things, and then when person's feelings are get hurt now, or when persons start to invest themselves a little bit more than the physical into this relationship, then somebody excons. So what we're saying here, if that is the case, then call it out. Unfortunately, most persons are not going to come out and say, "Hey, I'm just interested in a physical relationship. I really don't want I don't want anything from you." But that, that's not even friends with benefits.
No, but
That's not even
if it's a
friends with
case where the person,
benefits.
no, but if the person comes out and say, yeah, that's what I want, they're just setting the guidelines from early, and that is like not changing the rules in the middle of the game, but establishing the rules. Listen, I just want something. So we know
Mhm.
that's what we're going for. So, but then none of them mentioned this. Changing the rules in the middle of the game. That is also our, well, you're not going to know until you do it, but that's a no.
Well, not necessarily. Remember, one person can't change the rule because you're not dating yourself. It's two persons in the relationship. So my argument is, if you think it is prudent to do so, then let's bring it to the table and let's find out though why. Why do we want to change the rule? Is it that we want a different goal as far as the relationship is concerned? So nothing is wrong in doing so, but one person can't make that decision for the next person, or the next person is quite unaware of the same.
All right, so we have a little time left, and I just want to, I have some disruptors inside here. I'm here too, and Tiki, talking about spanking, and they went off on a spanking thing right here. You don't even want to see those comments, right? But I'm gonna open it up now for persons to ask questions. It may not be related to that, but it may be something they're going through right now in terms of dating, etc. That they would want, some guidance from you on. I know there's a question here. Let me just see if it's still relevant. Um, what is it saying? When was the last trimester you went on a date and where did you go? What is that? When was the last trimester you went on a date and where did you go? I don't know to answer that 100, and I'm sure you're in the same I don't know boat with me, right?
Right.
Are you? Okay.
No, I
Good,
wouldn't
good, good.
know
I'll go.
where you went. I don't know. I don't know. I
Okay,
don't
all
know
right.
who's
So
it
the other
directed
one
to.
is, yeah. Oh, and you answered this one already about courting
Right.
and dating.
Hmm.
So you're saying essentially define what it is that you want to do. If it's a case where you want a long term thing, or if it's a case where you just want a boom bang.
Yeah, I'm just saying but is that dating? I'm just saying that is it, because that might not be any any period of time, because in dating you need time. Time is a factor because that's what's called dating, is a continuous tense. So time is an important factor in
Mm-hmm.
this relationship. If you're just talking about a platonic relationship now,
Mm-hmm.
then you're talking about, hey, I'm just going to have a sexual encounter. It's not even a relationship. That's my point also. A
Mm-hmm.
sexual encounter is not a relationship. You're just going to have a sexual encounter with this person
It's
at this
another
point in
kind of
time.
ship, but it's not a relationship. All right. Another
It's
question.
a boat. It's a boat. It's not a ship.
Do women really want to date without expecting a relationship?
Excellent question. Excellent question. Um, that's how I can answer this. It depends. So let me answer it this way. Um, the male female differences, because if we do not understand male female differences, then sometimes we want to um, put what is called impositions on people. So male female differences is very, very critical in this question, and for folks to understand and appreciate the male female differences. Now, in speaking about the male female differences, it is important that we recognize that is not, I'm not speaking in a comprehensive way. I'm not saying that every last female is like this and every last male is like this. I'm saying generally speaking, male-female differences. Females are emotional feelers. Words spoken by words that is heard by a female is 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 terms that affect her emotions, how she feels about what is said. And so the truth be told, um, if sentimental words, if words that draws out certain sentiments or create certain sentiments into the female to make her feel special, then in truth and in fact, it is difficult for her to divide herself from those terms and those feelings as in relation to dating. So yes, she's going to want to take it a little bit further, generally speaking.
Okay, so we
The
have to do
males
a,
know.
so we have a
Wrap
couple
up. Okay,
questions
yeah.
coming in and the time running out. Hi, Chrissy.
Okay.
The question: do men really want to date if they're not getting coochie?
Um, Quick answer: most men do not because of their interpretation of sex. So most men do not. And again, I go back to the male-female differences. So the answer to that question, most men, not saying all, most men do not. The end of it is that I have to get something, and what I'm looking for the most part is sex in the relationship.
All right, another question. What is the psychological reason why men can't accept no and rejection from a female?
Psychological, you say. They can't accept no. The truth is, accept no. It's just that they say um, what what it is, what they are prepared to do when they hear the word no. Some females feel that no is not tantamount to you doing certain things. Like, for example, if I say no, it doesn't mean that you're okay. This was the red flag for me to leave the relationship, or this was the red flag for me to stop investing into the relationship. It's just that for them, what are you telling me no to? Because if it's something that I greatly desire into the relationship and you're going to tell me no, then in truth and in fact, why do I feel like I need to continue to
Yeah.
be in this relationship?
Mm-hmm. Somebody said some men saving themselves for their wives. And likewise, women. Some women saving themselves for their husband. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next week is a Andre, I want to do this thing. So based on the article I was reading online where they were talking about dating and doing the FaceTime dating before stepping it up. I want to do a matchmaker thing on here. You think I'm stepping out? You think this matchmaker thing is beyond this thing? It's more psychological than I'm even trying to do.
I would love to be a. I mean, I hope I'm available next week,
You
but I'd
want to be a
love to be
part
a
of the
part of it.
matchmaker? Because if
I
you
tell you
are here,
why.
you tell me what your interests are, and I will put it out
I,
there, and then you're.
no, no, meaning, especially with the psychological aspect is concerned, because um, I love to talk about, because most folks think that they are right for each other when in truth and in fact, and we mentioned it, but we didn't get time to talk about it. But personality disorders and personality profiles are two critical elements for folks to decide if you are the one for me. So yes, we can explore some of those two things: personality
No, because
disorders
how
and
I want to do
personality
it,
profiles.
you will have the person come on and say, "Hi, I'm Daro, and I want somebody who is tall, dark." I'm here too talking about astrology. Astrology doesn't work all the time. But yeah, before you answer that one, and I'm looking for somebody who's tall, dark, and handsome. And then if you are on and you're tall, dark, and handsome, you will send in and say, I'm here, I'm available. What do you think about that?
You know, it, it's not everything. What I'm saying is not everything.
Good
Something
to
good,
eat, good
good
to
to eat, good. Something to that effect. Somebody can remember. Somebody can present those things, but those might not be sufficient. And this is why I keep on putting on speaking about the
Right. That's why the
personality
red flags.
aspect. You too.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
All right,
Mhm.
Andre. So I know persons may want to have a one-on-one with you. You know, maybe not relationship wise, but any other issues that they want a counseling psychologist services on. How do we get in touch with you?
You can email me, Andre
I
Allen.
sorry, say that again. Say that again.
It's
Sorry.
Andre.
Mhm.
It says Andre Allen, AndreAllen underscore CASEY at yahoo.com.
Jeez, I mean, I didn't tell him your name. You just came on and I didn't tell him. Andre Allen Casey at
That's correct.
yahoo.com.
Andre Allen underscore Casey at yahoo.com.
Okay, so another question coming in. Um, oh, somebody says she need your help because she's afraid to drive downhill. Okay, here's
I've
a
been going through
question.
some kind of different phobias. Yeah.
How
Mhm.
about a man saying that he will wait until marriage, but still wants to do other intimate acts?
Well, you need to find out how far is too far.
Mm-hmm.
Need to find out.
Mm-hmm.
See, just have how far is too far, or is this far enough? So how far is too far, or is this far enough? Seriously, and and if that is the case, and if that is the case, oh, by the way, you know why that's an interesting question, and I don't even want to go here, but let me go there. You know why that's an interesting question?
Mm-hmm.
Because it can create discipline. Literally, it can create discipline. You know, when persons say, "Hey, listen, let us wait. Let us honor these boundaries before we take it to, let's say, even sex." Some folks might call it puss in a bag or what have you. Amazingly though, it does create some discipline. What statistics shows is that folks, literally true statistics now, is that folks who get involved with each other prior to, let's say, marriage are more likely to cheat during the relationship than persons who says, I am going to allow these boundaries to I'm going to maintain these boundaries and then enjoy the act of sex after marriage or in marriage. It does create a lot of discipline prior to, and the statistics out there is actually accurate. Just to
So
say,
the stats saying if you discipline now, you will reap the rewards later because the cheating won't be there.
you're more likely to
More
cheat yourself,
likely.
to buffet your body, to buffet your body.
Okay. Somebody's asking, what is the appropriate time to move from dating to full relationship?
uh, you might need to, that might be a part two of this program too. As we now that we mentioned, um, the profile, the personality profile, the personality disorders, a person's values profile. So there are a host of different things that we would need to include. This is just some things, but believe you me, there are tons more stuff that we can include that speaks to. It is important to have all these things. It might take 3 months, it might take 3 years. That's all I'm saying. But from person to person and their own maturity and as far as what the kind of outcome they are looking for from the relationship will determine how soon they're able to move from dating to something a little bit
Because
more
somebody raised a very
substantial.
important point here, Stasia, where the man might say, oh, or the woman might say, I'm saving myself until marriage, saving myself from you, but out the road, them out and bad.
Well, I hope you find out. But it's not your own dating then. All I'm saying is that you're alone, the person dating them. And if that is the case, it's no longer an exclusive relationship, which then creates a red flag. Well, if you think it is something that warrants a red flag.
All right, Andre. I don't want IG cut me off. We are beyond our 1 hour. So if there are no more questions, I will let me just repeat. You can be found where?
That's Andre Allen _ Casey at yahoo.com.
All right. And definitely we'll have you back. You see, we had on a gynecologist last week, and she's our resident gyno. Well, we're forcing her to be that. So you'll be our resident psychologist, counseling psychologist, as we take on this issue of dating and relationship. Because I know, like, the issue of sex. Let's talk about sex, baby. There's so many different aspects to sex that we need to explore.
Yeah.
And yeah, so definitely. What about waiting until marriage only if you find out that your sexual energy don't match? Like one wants it every day and the other wants every 3 months. Oh gosh. That's a question, Andre.
Well, that's an important question. Uh, sometimes, sometimes it also might be biological as well as it can also be psychological. Just to state, there are different what is called sexual identity disorders that really affect a lot of folks. And if you find that if people in a very young and early phase and stage of their relationship started to have sex too early, then their appetite for sex many times increases, and the level of experiences or the different experiences that they're looking to enjoy or to get from sex is as if to say is like a person's pain threshold would increases, a person's sex threshold would also increases because the appetite increases. And so as a result of that, if they're in a relationship now, that they find that the appetite continues to increase, but then somebody who has not have had so many experiences, they would generally have a lower appetite for sex. And so persons can be trained. Let me use that word. Persons can be trained
Yeah.
in learning to manage each other's needs.
So
They can be trained in order to manage each
you
other's
mentioned the
needs.
thing of the need for intimacy, right? And somebody just mentioned something which is critical because a lot of relationships break up because of it. I know they're talking about the whole issue. This is a different subject whatsoever, but it also ties in here, the whole issue of sex before marriage. Because you hear people say, no, that also messes with a relationship. Because you're not buying a pussy in a bag. No pussy in a bag
Yeah,
thing. Like somebody saying they're not compatible down there because something might be, it's just not what you are expecting. How do you deal with a
yeah.
situation like that?
Well, the truth is, if while you're dating and you got involved with each other, you've gotten involved with each other for the first time right then and there. Um, is it that when does that become a deal breaker now? That when you get involved with each other, you realize that, oh, hold on a minute, this person doesn't have the stamina or whatever
But of course,
to
would it be a deal breaker if you want a stamina daddy?
I don't know. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. If along the dating, that those rules would now need to change. Where the person says, okay, that becomes a deal breaker. But then, um, was that established from the get go, or is it that we establish it along the process of dating? If does that become a deal breaker? It might be yes for some. It might be no for some because maybe the goal is to find a father figure for my children. Maybe the goal is to get a certain kind of support and lifestyle. And so sex is not such a critical element into the relationship. For some folks, I need the man don't have no money, but he must be a good lover. You know? That might be a deal breaker for some folks. They said, no, sir, you better have the full package. Not only, but also money too. That's all I'm saying here, or female for that matter. And so again, we go back to what are the rules of engagement. Put the things on the table, and as we go along the road, and in our dating process, we might find out some things about each other that we can't deal with, and then if we have to stop, then we have to stop.
Another thing
But
before we
that's
wrap
what
up
that's what I'm
is
going to answer that question. Yeah.
I find that nowadays in the relationship is what you can do for me. And I don't know how much I like that, because it's not about getting to know the person and liking the person, but it's about what the person can offer. And I believe if you go in a relationship on that on that with that in mind, the relationship gone downhill already. Am I right, or correct me if I'm off?
Yeah, well, it is one of the things we mentioned in our list is the idea that it is very one directional. It's what I can get and not what I'm prepared to give. It's what I
No
can
man,
get
like
and not
Father
what I'm
Woman
prepared
say,
to give.
me no want, if you broke, me no want you. I only want money man. Well, it's more for the woman's
Yeah,
side. Well, let me not say that, because you have some man who
yeah, but
want only
yeah,
sugar mama.
yeah, I'm going to say this, and this might sound I don't know, but my argument is, even if that is the case, put it out on let the person know. That's all I'm saying. Don't move the goalpost. Don't while the game is being played, so to speak. Okay, I am saying here, if it is the case that, listen, I need a man or woman who can support me. If that is what you're looking for, then I'm saying just put it out there. Put it out there.
Declare
The
it.
next
But then
person,
when
declare it.
you do, Andre, you may hear that you're a gold digger, but really you just want to ensure their security.
Yeah, well, but at least, um, you might interpret it as being a gold digger. I might look at it as being as finding security. That's what I'm looking for financial. All the years of my life, I have wanted certain things for myself. Everybody have different preferences in their partners that they choose. Everybody. I remember saying to my wife, I said, broke plus broke equal broke to the second power. So, so I said to her, I said, listen, somebody need to make some money fast. Okay?
But somebody
And
just said,
seriously.
that when you do declare what it is that you want, some men take it in a negative light.
Well, and it therefore also identifies. Well, so what you can do, you can incrementally then, at minimum, you can incrementally declare it. You don't have to come and say, listen, rule number one, before before you get to know me, just understand this about me. You're right. You might not, the date might not start, right? But at minimum, remember, the part of the rules for dating is getting to know you. So you're going to get to know something about somebody that you may not like, and if you can't take it, then dissolve the relationship. Dissolve. Stop dating that person for that matter. As you get to know the person, if you can't deal with it, then um, we agree that if we can't put up with certain things, or we can't manage certain things, hey, maybe it's time for us to go our separate ways.
And on that note, we're going to go our separate ways. I thank you,
Okay.
Andre Allen Casey, counseling
Pleasure.
psychologist, for joining us tonight. I think we wanted to start dating, and then it kind of lean so, but essentially it comes back to the same thing, because dating ultimately leads to the whole relationship issue. And there are red flags that we have to look out for when we're doing that. So I believe it's really important that these issues are discussed, and at least persons entering into partnership, whatever, come to some kind of consensus on the way forward. So thank you very much, Andre. You
My
like the
pleasure.
ending? Tiki, and I'm here too. Mr. The Tono. I have some people inside there say, but Andre, thank you. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon when we have another show that would be up your alley. And of course, I will just put back your contact information up, just in case persons would want to contact you about other issues, because you do provide other counseling service, marriage counseling. What else?
Dating counseling,
People come to you
premarital
about dating.
counseling,
Hold on. People come to
issue.
you about dating
Yes,
counseling.
of course. Of
Like,
course, I want
hey,
to
I'm
find
going
out.
on a date. What you think?
Not necessarily. People will bring folks to me to find out whether or not they have a good match, so to speak. And that's why the personality profile provides an amazing tool for folks to find out their compatibility. And it's an amazing tool. Of course, you have to pay for it.
No, I need one of
But
those so I can use it next week on my dating thing with them. Because I need to get the personality profile so we can put it out there. Because we want to ensure that we have good matches, that we make some couples out of this thing. Andre, thank you
indeed, very
so
much
much.
so.
Guys,
My pleasure.
thank you so much for being here tonight with me as always. Tina, I'm have a video because you're there from this is my 4th week. I didn't know it would last so long. But you see me coming out and put up on a no. Well it's true. I love talk, I'm gonna have put up on a Saturday night. And I'm like, why not just talk to other people who like talk to? So hey, we are all here. So thank you, Andre. Thank you, guys. Looking forward to seeing you next week. I need to work out the dating thing in my head, and then I'll put it forward to you as to how we go forward. And of course, Andre, you'll come back and analyze the situation and tell me where we went off or what we need to do. So thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you
Okay.
very much, guys. Take care.